The Voss Interpreter's Retreat, the new story area, has a handful of secrets that we're going to talk about tonight, along with the why and what for. That and more on this episode of the SWTOR Escape podcast from newoverlords.com. Our broadcast astromech today is EPC 473. And what we're also going to talk about, why are you here, Seema? And what for? Give us the what for.
Why am I here? That is a good question. We have been here for a while, haven't we?
Yes, we have been. We were going on and on the pre-show. We were doing our.
I meant something slightly more, like.
Oh, 473 times.
Yeah, many. We've been doing this for many years now.
Yes, we have. Yeah, all the years.
That's right, all the years. I've actually finished up now. I finished up the Galactic season a couple weeks back, and the rep I think last week, and this week I finished up the 100 tasks.
Congrats!
So thank you.
That's great.
I'm done with Galactic season. It is nice. Well, a lot of it was the help of our ops team, because we do almost every week we try to do at least one Galactic season thing, which is nice. And then we do a lot of Galactic season stuff on MFN as well. We try to do the group stuff that's not so much fun to solo, so
yeah,
that helps a lot. But let's see, let me look right quick on it. We still have 32 days, so it is not over. Just because it's over for me and it's over for Max, you still have time.
Right.
To do some stuff.
Yeah, quite a bit of time. Month. You got a month. I've got time. Yeah. In the immortal words of Mr. Incredible. I've got time.
And I also started messing around with the nightlife, because did you know that was on? That started?
Did it ever end? I was planning on going in there all summer so far.
Yeah. I spent let's see, I spent quite a bit of time there today, but I came away with some cartel market certificates and some golden certificates, but that was about the most interesting thing. And then I got a whole lot of chips returned to me.
Yeah. That is here's a big pile of wasted time. That's what that is to me.
I need to finish a couple books I'm in the middle of, so maybe I will put on my headset and listen to a book and do some nightlife this weekend.
Good plan. Good plan.
Yeah. I know that people, let's talk, I mean, this isn't very interesting, but I know people do two machines, 2 machines at once, or 3 machines at once, and some people do 4 machines at once.
Any more than 3 is a waste, because your global cooldowns don't reset in time. It's like 2.5. So doing 3 is fine. I usually only do 2.
Yeah. To me, though, I mean, to do 3, you have to actually move your character, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't like that.
If you go in between a set of 4 where there's 2 rows back to back, you only have to move like a few pixels, and then you can actually do 4 relatively easily. But I still only do 2, because you're only getting an extra spin, per minute or 2.
Yeah, so the most I do ever is 2. And tonight I was just doing 1 because I was on the fleet and there were a bunch of other people there, and I wasn't gonna like muscle in front of someone and click on their machine.
Right. Yeah. You gotta find a quiet place to be able to do that.
But we're gonna talk about it in the news, but there's a couple of new things to get this year.
Yep. We'll cover that.
But I got the glasses last year, so.
You did, and I have not gotten the glasses. I noticed. I forgot about that.
I'm wearing them now.
I haven't gotten the glasses. I didn't get the little droid, which is like the Claude game droid.
Yeah, I didn't get that either. I wish I would get that.
I don't have the Gamorrean or the Rhodian. So I could buy the Gamorrean, though, so I should just buy the Gamorrean, because I have 200 golden tickets.
Well, if you did buy the Gamorrean, then it would drop for you. So there's that.
I don't think the Gamorrean drops. I think only
Oh,
the rodeo
anymore?
drops any yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, no, I won't be like Sten who bought
Yes.
the new, armor set, and then the very next token he put in a emperor's chip, won the full armor set after he bought his last piece.
Right. So, like, it's even worse than that. We went and did Taboros Courtyard, and he got an Emperor's chip from that, and then he went and spent it and got the thing he just bought the last piece of today.
The very next token he spent, yeah.
Yeah. But he didn't even have the token yet.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, so that's what I've been doing this week. How about you, Max?
I I missed, MFN, but we had fun tonight killing Nightmare Pilgrim. That was a thing we did with Intisar's
Mhm.
team. I think Intisar is even here.
Yes.
Hey, Intisar. Yeah, that was
Always
always
it's
fun.
always fun. Yeah, I
We were
agree.
saying,
I
Intisar, after your group left, that we always like doing it. It's a really good crew. So Intisar brought his ops team in there. I think of 16, and we added our 8 to it, and a couple others. And then there are other people just standing around on the planet. And we massacred that space dog and his handler, the
It was
pilgrim.
smooth like butter, except for me. I locked up in the very beginning of the fight and then didn't contribute at all for the whole fight, but I got to listen.
Yeah, you almost survived too. I I probably should have healed you. I saw you there, but you survived most of the fight. I lived the whole time. We
That's good.
you just have to watch those. You have to watch the debuff that goes out on you, and you have to watch the reflecting circle on the pilgrim. We had a couple people that I almost died just from my dots ticking on the pilgrim, but ended up healing myself for a second. But we had a couple people that even their dots were killing them because they're OP. I think that's the issue. But yeah, so nightlife is out. I have not gone to the casino yet. I
I
I
don't think dots should be reflected.
no, they really shouldn't, especially if they're long dots that are ticking for a while. But
It's
I
not like you can remove them.
right. Uh but yeah. So nightlife is out. We'll talk about what's new in the news, but I did on Twitter, Lodvar, uh who we know on he pinged on Twitter and was saying, "Hey, it's time to gamble and not win anything." And then
Yes.
cry into the pillow. Is what he
A
said. Have fun.
wee big pillow.
And my response is, "Yep, we'll have to see if the anti-max RNG code is still active." And everyone should be sure to continue to at me on every social media platform possible every time they win another companion that I don't have. I do so enjoy that. That's that's what
I
I
know
said.
I do.
So, yep, make sure you're screenshotting your Rhodians and sending them along. Just, just to, yeah, because I love that's just makes my day to cheer you on in your continued victories. I think Medulla has like an entire bank vault page full of them, and I don't have one. But I'll go to the casino. Eventually I've got to win one. I would think. But I did by the end of last year when I used up all of my tokens. It was getting down to the very end, and by that point, I was afraid I didn't want to win one. So now, if I try too hard to not win one, I'll get one right away because it's going to ruin my ability to whine and cry about it, which is content. so we shall see how that goes. But yeah, so I'm done with seasons. I'm done with I don't know when the date is, and we don't have it in the news, but the PvP season will be starting in the next couple of weeks. So there might be something
Oh.
for me to focus on because now I'm sad because all my things are done. Actually, I forgot about this. I did spend some time going back to Manon and Runic to get some of the rep because I
That's
don't
what I'm
have
gonna
those
do.
reps done.
I want those reps, well, especially Runic because I have decos that I can't click
Yep,
on.
I got two right here. I got a Varad altar, Clan Varad, and I've got a hidden chain brawler. I've got two hidden chain brawlers, and I have powerful pheromones. I don't know what that is. That's not for Voss. Oh, these are the Voss things. We'll talk about those in a second too. Oh, and I have Rakata mind traps uh, in here. I don't know why I have those sitting in my inventory because we did EV. When did we do EV? Tuesday? When did we do EV? last week? Last week. We did EV last week. That's
Yeah,
right. We
yeah.
didn't do a podcast last week because it was America Day, America Week Day. It was the day we celebrate the sacrifice of Randy Quaid when he blew up the alien mothership in that Independence Day.
That's right.
That's the day we celebrate. Yep. And also, oh, there was another big, big holiday. I love the meme. Um, the true meaning of this Prime Day is much too commercialized. Everybody's forgetting the true meaning. You
Of
guys,
Prime Day?
Optimus Prime died for your sins.
That's nice.
Somebody posted that one. That's a good one too. And yeah, and I tried to buy something on Prime Day, and it was screwed up. It was some sort of scam. It was I tried to buy this receiver because my receiver burned out, and I need a home theater receiver because I've got 5.1 speakers. Blah blah blah. And I tried to buy it, and it's like, oh, we can't ship this to your location. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I've had like literally like 50-pound bags of fertilizer in like a crate shipped to my house. What, you ship stuff to my house? No, sorry. So I'm like, okay, well, fine. Here's a Amazon drop location. Oh, we can't ship it there either. All right, that's just a scam. You just want me to buy one of the more expensive ones. So I was a little angry at that.
Yeah, that's weird.
Because I just need a cheap driver of my 5 speakers. I'm not an audiophile. Because that's against the law in 37 states. No, no, no.
To
All
be
right.
a to be an audiophile is?
I think. I don't know. That's something bad, isn't it? All right. Let's talk about the news. What the hell is my news button?
Now, an Imperial News Network report.
First up in the news, Nightlife is here. It's running from July 11th to August 22nd, and I'm totally going to remember that end date. Maybe we should just keep it in the notes forever until we
It's kind of a layered thing though, because you have to remember the end date, but then you also have to remember today's date.
Right, right. There are two things. There are two things that are new for 2023, but only two things. SWTORista had actually pictures of them, so that helped me out. Thank you, SWTORista. This is not the right. Oh, here it is. It's just the armor set, the high roller armor set, and the high roller skiff. So those are the two new things. So if you want a companion, the Rhodian still drops as a companion reward that you can get. Oh, this is where it had the hovering, the lit up pieces that sort of hover outside. I did like that on this high roller set. I don't like the helmet too much. But I did like the. It's actually it's asymmetric on the collar too.
We're seeing you, by the way.
What the heck? If somebody could produce where's my producer? Hey, Billy Joe, Shorty Bob. The producer's always got some weird name in radio. Slappy Joe, put that up on the screen. There we go. So that's the high roller armor set. I like these glowy parts, but I don't like all the asymmetry. I don't like the half cape down one side. No capes, Edna mode. And the half vampire thing, I'm not so hot on that either. I do
What
like
do you
the
mean
skiff.
half vampire thing?
It's a
Oh,
the
I see.
collar,
I
but
see
it only
the
comes up on the one
yeah,
side.
yeah. Okay.
It is very,
I
I
was
mean, you
looking
got to do something to make it, to
different.
make it futurist. Every TV show that's like set in the future, they got to like do something futury with their clothes. You got to, I mean, it's hard to differentiate and keep coming up with new things, I'm sure. So I'm not faulting them for that. Boy, it dyes really well though. So you can dye it up. It sure, that's very green. That's what Teresa picked some sort of green there. That is green. I do like all of the skiff mounts though. Those are quite amusing to be just like lounging out there and having the skiff drive you around. So that's cool. That is cool. But yeah, you can still get the Rhodian. You can still get I think with certificates, you can get a bunch of stuff. You can get the Gamorrean, you can get the Rancor mount, you can get the big old, I think you can get the Kingpin's cat lion thing from last year. I think that's what it's called. It's called cat lion. That's
Yes.
canon. But you can get all of that. So feel free to get in there. And as I said, at me with your pictures of your Rhodians and your skiffs, and I will cry myself to sleep on my wee pillow. What else we got, Seema?
Yeah, that is a good question. The other thing we had this week was a post from Eric. I guess you could call it a minor spoiler, but only if you haven't finished Runic story. But someone had asked what was up with the war droid, basilisk war droid, like mount or pet or something, that was hinted at the end of the Runic story so far.
Yeah.
And just Eric pointed out that Lane's story, who is like the cousin of Shea Vizsla, her story's not forgotten and also not finished. And so we'll get more beats on that story in the future. Some of it coming in 7.4.
Yes, but not even finished in 7.4. So it will
Yeah.
continue in 7.4, but won't even be concluded then. And I took two things from this. And this, and then the next thing I had in the news was there's just a bunch of bug tracking, and Jackie's checking out a bunch of things and interfacing with the community and keeping track of what's fixed and adding things to the known issues list. This, Eric chiming in on this one, talking about what's coming in 7.4 and what's coming after that. It is kind of business as usual, and that's good. And that's what we expected, and that's what we were hoping for. So they're all deep, this is broadswordian, uh the land of broadswordians. They're all broadswordians now, and everybody was saying, is it going to continue, or is everything going to be the same? Or yeah, looks like everything is chugging along, and it's good to hear from everybody. It's good to see Eric and Jackie continue to post a bunch in the forums, and we're hoping to get 7.4 as soon as we can, and that will be fun. And yeah, I don't have the date in here, but we'll talk about it next week and make sure we get the starting date of the next PvP season, because that armor set coming in the next PvP season is slick. I do like it. So I'll probably want to get to rank 17 out of 25, or 16. I want to get to 16 out of 25. If you get to 17, you get 2 tokens, 2 PvP tokens also, which are very, very rare and valuable. But oh, it starts Tuesday? So Forrester in the chat room is saying the PvP season starts on Tuesday. I thought it started in the 20-something. But that would be fun. That would be good. That would be great. So, yeah, that's good, cuz there's going to be a little bit of a lull before our next galactic season can start, especially since the current season isn't even done for another month. This is kind of what we were hoping for. We knew that they would chain the seasons together, but they wouldn't necessarily have to be on a synced schedule. So to have a good month of the PvP season at least, because the next galactic season won't start as soon as this one ends. So to have like a month or two of a PvP season when we're not having to grind out the galactic season, for a lot of us that
more
are
doable.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's nice. That's good. Cool. Guild and community news. Oh, I meant to talk about the we do have the challenge. The content creator Today in Tor is doing Today in Tor on YouTube. The Galactic Championship, SWTOR Galactic Championship. That's what it's called. SWTOR Galactic Championship is continuing. Another episode was posted up there. You can check and see the progress on that is going. They did a team versus team event. So keep tracking that. Today in Tor on YouTube has got that going, and there's a bunch of content creators and other. Oh, Intisar, are you in on that? Yeah, are you on one of the teams? Did you survive? I will survive. So look, it's just a ton of fun, and it's very well produced. Cal from Tenantor is doing a great job and making it happen. And Intisar apparently has survived. So check it out. Rally behind your favorite contestants, and I hope they win. You go, team. All the teams. Also, in guild community news, we have a big guild. It's called Alea Iacta Est. It has been around for, almost 20 years now. Over
Right.
15, between 15 and
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah.
And every year for over a decade now, probably 15 years, we have done a summer event called Summer of Love. And all that means is we take a week out of the summer and we do special guild events in every single one of the games that we play. The big event, our sort of centerpiece, is a special event we do every August 2nd. Is called our Remembrance Day. We spend a little bit of time in Discord and we talk about real life people over the years. Now it's been, almost 20 years, real life people that have been part of our community that we've lost. We talk about that, and then we do a couple special memorial events in a lot of our games, and that's going to happen in World of Warcraft, where there's a special walk from the Shrine of the Fallen Warrior over to the Gates of Orgrimmar. We have a place where we meet up in Star Wars: The Old Republic in the Jurin Mountains, and we do the memorial marches, and then we shoot off fireworks at the end in memory of everyone. But then surrounding that the whole week, we've got, I think, 4 DMs are doing D&D one-shots. We're going to have a special Tuesday event for Star Wars: The Old Republic, a special version of our mandatory fun night with a little bit of extra stuff and probably some fun and prizes too. Corley is managing that, one of our SWTOR leads. We're going to be doing things, a bunch of things in World of Warcraft, a bunch of things in Final Fantasy. The Final Fantasy Fan Fest is going on. They might be doing some special events around that, like a watch party. There's things in Star Trek Online, in Guild Wars 2, Lord of the Rings Online, ESO, and maybe in Diablo. So tons and tons of fun stuff across all of our divisions. In the next 2 weeks, but maybe even by next week, we'll have a guild calendar up that shows each of the days throughout that week, before and after that week of this August 2nd, all of the things that are lined up throughout the week. It's open to anybody. To be part of AIE, just go to aie-guild.org, click on the Discord link, jump in the Discord. You can see everything that's going on. You can chime in. You can jump into any of our games, and we would love to get you invites in there if you want to come join. It's a fun time, and it's a really great opportunity to see a little bit more of what's going on and get introduced to some of the fun stuff. Oh, Marcus, our Marcus, SWTOR Marcus, is going to be doing a Destiny 2 night as well, where he'll be showing people the ropes in Destiny 2. If you're new to that, you're curious, he'll be doing that too.
Right.
Fun. And otherwise, our Tuesday and Friday stuff, our Tuesday mandatory fun night, kind of every other Wednesday in the summer, rotating PvP nights, some extra GSF and some other fun things on Friday nights. Stask and Machete are still running a bunch of that stuff. So tons of stuff in Star Wars: The Old Republic. Jump in there for that too. Shout out to the chat room. A lot of great people in there tonight. Really appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out. We've got people from across the planet. We've got Zen chiming in, at least Zen, if not a couple people chiming in from the other side of the world, where it's already Friday. TGIF, my Australian friend, and then we've got Intisar and everybody in there. Really appreciate it. We will catch up with all of you more after the show, but right now it is I don't know what it is. It is.
It looks like meat's back on our menu, boys.
No way. God, finally.
I kind of like the mango bread.
Meat's back on the menu. Discarded Veranta steak meat in particular.
Okay, all right, I'll buy that connection.
Did you see that? See what I did there? I have the meat right here up on my screen. And why do we need that meat? We're going to talk about all the things, but why do we need the meat in particular? Seema, we do need that meat, and here we are. We're right here.
You found it on the floor, though, right? It wasn't on the menu.
Yes, it was discarded. Well, yeah, but the the meat that the orcs were eating was off the floor too. So it wasn't like they like had a buffet. They didn't like sit. Oh,
They
Jacques,
they
what do we
they
have on the?
they went to the
Oh,
Orc Bistro, and they looked.
it looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. No, they ate them. They ate it raw and wriggling, as, as they like to say. Yeah. So we've got some meat. So we'll talk about why we need that meat. Uh, no meat euphemisms. Let me just stop it right there. And
Right.
we will talk about achievements and some of the hidden secret stuff. So this is one of the secret things that'll be fun to talk about. But that's because we did the whole thing about the story and what we're doing on Voss. There is not rep on Voss, but there are a bunch of these achievements. So that's we'll go through the achievements, but I did also want to talk about a little bit of the why. Why bother to have these like little secrets and achievements? Which I mean, it's pretty obvious, but it's a fun thing to sort of think about from a game design perspective. But maybe just to kick it off, which I thought was interesting, and we sort of alluded to earlier when we were talking with Corley in our game night, there is not a rep associated with the Interpreter's Retreat. And a couple of us were saying we wish there was. I I I can see. I think a lot of people were breathing a sigh of relief that there wasn't like yet
Yeah,
another
right.
reputation added to the game. That they'd have to grind it out and they'd have to keep coming back and maybe, but not Bioware Broadsword. Maybe the SWTOR team felt like they didn't have enough dailies to sort of really fill it out and make that grind effective. But I wouldn't have minded a long road of
Yeah. I like
reps.
having a few reps that are undone.
Right. Yeah. Because, well, for a bunch of reasons. So what is some of your reasons, Seema?
Well, I mean, my main reason is conquest. I like having that big chunk of conquest points you can do by getting some rep.
Right. That's a key, and it's usually like 30K or 40K
It's 47K if you have
per
the
day.
full stronghold bonus. Yeah.
So each day you turn in just like one rep, do one daily in one area and always having one still rolling, uh, doing one of those a day on your legacy, you'll get a ton of conquest points. So yeah,
That's
I
right.
like that too. That's the way I would turn my reputation in. I would do one a day for the one we just finished for the Galactic season. Uh, so yeah, I have other reps that I can still do that with. As I said, I'm not done with Manon or with Runic, which I'm going to continue to do. But I don't care. Keep adding them on. But do one that
Yeah.
takes us a year to get, or 2 years, or let's see. As I like to pull out, I have one that I haven't done in 11 years. It's taken me 11 years. Just one. I don't know why, but I've never finished the original Voss. That's still, I haven't finished GSI. That's a champion, and I am pretty close on the original Voss. I only have like 4K to go on the original Voss. But that was a weird one for me because I have 40 characters, and every time I would level up, especially as the game was progressing, I would outlevel, I would be done, and I would not
Hmm.
have to do any more than just the class story on Voss. So I wouldn't do like the full planet of Voss, where you do, especially back at launch, you would do all of the side quests and you do the planetary story on all of the other planets because that was part of what was going to get you to level 50 at the time. For Voss, I would always be done by then, so I would just stop, and I wouldn't have to like do the story over and over again for nothing on these characters. It didn't get you anything to do the planetary story again or any of the side quests. So it just sort of lingered out there, and it still has lingered. But I got a bunch I can do because I haven't the swoop racing only comes around when the event is on, but I've got those I could finish up. In fact, I think I have banked tokens that I can turn in, and I can do GSI, and I can even do space missions because I didn't, and I think I have tokens sitting around for that too because there's a way to keep them, and then I have Runic and Manon. But yeah, keep throwing them on.
Yeah, I mean, I have Runic and Manon also, but also I haven't finished the rep yet on Onderon.
Right. Okay. So there's one. There's one you can do. And I like
Yeah,
Andron. I finished that
I
one
do
up
too.
though relatively soon after that was introduced. But as you said, the reason to finish up Runic and Manon is there's some great decos that are gated
Yeah,
behind
yeah.
reputation. Like I have to be legend for this Varad altar that's sitting in my inventory. What does it look like? Oh, it's kind of cool. Oh, it's on fire. Like a fiery pile of ashes and bones. That's the bones of the skulls of my enemies. So without that though, we do have a bunch of achievements. We have baseline achievements and then we have hidden achievements. And with the hidden achievements, and with the baseline and the hidden achievements come a couple things. One is getting to 100% in the achievements is sort of a intrinsic reward in itself for a lot of people. They just want to get
It
that
is for
100%.
me.
It's a completionist thing.
Yeah, right.
There's titles that you can get, and there's a pet. There's a pet you can get. So we're going to talk about that for sure. So if you didn't know that there's a free pet that you can get that's part of this too, we'll certainly tell you about that. But yeah, let's kick it off with the baseline achievements, Seema. What do we got that we can go after? And I'll bring them up on the screen too while we're talking.
So basically, there's an achievement for killing beasts. And since I'm mentioning that, there's also one for killing droids. So you get one for killing 25 and one for killing 75 and one for killing 150. So that's just vanilla, easy to conceptualize, easy to do. There's also ones for doing the repeatable missions. There's a separate one for the repeatable missions for the Gormak, and that comes in like 5, 15, and 30. And these are all just basic. They're in your interface from day one.
Yep.
And then there's repeatable missions for the Voss also at levels 5, 15, and 30. And those add up to the right amount of points. But if you look at exploration, since you've got it on the screen right there, it shows that there's 3 contemplation ones: silence, focus, and illumination. 3, and then the 3 champions to kill: Sorceress, Big Grumsh, and Vagrant something or other. Vagrant Shawclaw.
Yep.
That does not add up to 175 points.
Right.
So that's how you know there's some hidden achievements in there.
Right. And you won't know what those hidden achievements are. So technically, I guess we should have said, technically this is a little spoilery. If you don't want
Yeah, if you
anything,
want to figure this out by
if
yourself,
you
yeah.
want to wander around for 900 hours and try to trigger every possible hidden achievement, and then wonder if you actually did them all, feel free.
My
Otherwise,
feeling is I'm really glad that there are people who like doing that.
yeah. And well, that's because then we get the guides.
Yeah.
Um,
And
and
I
we wouldn't get the
like
guides unless that we had a
That's
crowd
right.
that was collecting
That was
their
into it.
efforts,
Right.
which I do really appreciate. Yes, of course. But yeah, so there's hidden achievements here in exploration in particular.
And then there's just basic achievements too for finishing the story.
Yeah, finishing the story, killing the droids, killing the
Doing
beasts,
and
and
doing
this
the reconstruction efforts that are part of the story as well.
20 times, 30 times, 30 repeatable missions for the Voss
Yeah.
and 30 for the Gormak.
35.
150
Yep, yeah.
beasts. How many droids? 150 droids. I'm almost done with that one.
Yeah, I'm almost done with the beast one for some reason. I guess because I'm always running in. I think the
Seema
Mavor
hates
that are every.
wildlife. She hates nature, so she just murders it all.
I think they're more likely to dismount me than the droids or something. I don't know, because I end up killing them just to go places.
Yep. Yep. And the droids, I like droids, but somehow I just end up wrecking a whole bunch of droids somehow.
Yes, yes.
Big fan of droids,
All right,
though.
so those are the basic ones.
Yes. All right.
And
So what
then
else we got?
so then there's the the sort of semi-hidden one, which is this little very tiny marvor. Why can't I say that word?
Maw.
Ma
Is-
Mavor. And as soon as you come close to it, you get the first achievement.
Yep. Yeah, as soon as you walk
And
up to it, yeah, it pops up on your screen.
yes. And then if you were to look at your achievements right away after that, you would see that there's two hidden achievements that pop up after that.
Yes.
And they are basically how you get this little critter as a pet. And it's a 15-day process if you do it on one character.
Yep. And it consists of feeding him. So
Yeah.
we will show you that. There's a 3-part little meal that you need to create to get to feed him. You need a peppery slime gourd, a discarded Varantis steak, and then you go over to this vendor here that will show you, and you get the third component. But the peppery slime gourds, they appear out in the wild all around. And this is probably a good time to talk about, because we're just talking about the fun of it, what's fun, what there is. If you want the actual guides, Eleva and SWTOR both have pretty good guides on this. So Eleva's looks like this, and SWTOR looks like this. And both of them are well done. So we appreciate people doing the hard work to get this all documented for us. But both of them have some maps. So if you're going to try to look at where those peppery slime gourds are, if someone else picks it up, you'll have to wait for it to respawn, but they respawn in multiple places. So you'll just have to run around. They're not too hard to find, so you'll find one pretty easily.
Even I found them not hard to find, and I do not like looking for things with my eyeballs.
And I found it kind of on accident. I've had it sitting in my inventories from like the first day. I just saw something blue and I picked it up. They look like this.
Zen says finding the guides is my hidden achievement. I couldn't agree more. It's reading the guide and following it and going here and there. That's puzzly enough for me.
Right. That's a fine. Reading the maps and finding your way is a fine achievement, and even just bothering to do it at all is a fine achievement too. But like here's an example. They're all over. So you find that slime gourd. The second one is a little bit more difficult, but not too much. The discarded Varantis steak. So to get the discarded Varantis steak, what you need to do is you need to have done enough of. You need to have started Voss. All these, you're probably going to do the story, right? If you're doing any of the achievements, you're going to do the story. You need to unlock the Gormak dailies. And then one of the Gormak dailies, you go over to the little, the work order
Mission.
board in the Gormak camp, and it's called A Cantina in Crisis. And then you get to go into the cantina. And the cantina is super cool anyway. And I don't know. I saw some people on the forums criticizing this, and maybe it's tongue in cheek and it's easy to criticize, like, oh my gosh, I've defeated the most powerful emperor, the Galactic Empire, Sith Lord, and now I have to spend time, sweeping the floors and washing tables.
Hey, but I that doesn't bother me at all in this setting, because basically,
right.
The cantina is in crisis, and I came, I'm a hero. I came there and I said, okay, put me to work. How can I help?
Yes.
And I feel like that is, that's what a hero would do.
Yes, exactly. I would do
a
this.
hero wouldn't
I would do
say,
this in real
I'm
life.
sorry.
I'm too good for that.
This is beneath me.
In fact, give me that damn broom, because you don't. I can do it better than you.
Well,
what
I don't
kind
know
of
about
job
that.
are you doing? That's not how you sweep a floor. Give me that, Junior. Show you how it's done.
I do get the sort of idea. Sometimes you go to get a quest and there's like a lieutenant on a planet somewhere, and he's like, go over there and do this. And I'm like, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
But yeah.
As long as I don't, this is something as I started looking at game development and thinking about if I would ever develop a game, one thing I've vowed, and it continues to be true, even though I've scoped out games where wildlife is involved and like caring for wildlife, I'm never gonna make my players pick up poop.
Oh, I know. I just really do not like that.
No, too many games. I feel like there's like developers laughing with glee because they're making their
Right,
players
right.
pick up poop.
And poop quests is why people think game developers don't respect them.
Yes, respect my time and don't make me pick up poop in my time.
Right, right.
Anyways, this other ingredient, now we're back to making the little meal to start feeding the mavor. You have to get it inside the cantina here. So you pick it up, and you have to pick it up each time you want to construct the meal. So you go in here, and it'll be laying on the ground. It'll be the discarded Varanta steak. So it'll be a blue discarded steak laying on the ground right behind the cooking area here. So now you've got the peppery slime gourd, you've got the discarded Varanta steak. Then you can go back out to the interpreter's retreat. There's a vendor, and it is pretty explicit in what it's called, which now I've forgotten. But
It's called like nutrient something vendor.
special nutrient vendor, something like that. Yeah, which is right here. Yep, specialty nutrient vendor. Specialty nutrient vendor, once you have those two pieces, gives you the third piece, which allows you to combine them into a meal. So it's called Powerful Nutrients. It costs 3,000 tech frags and 1 million credits. Now there's a couple tricks. So I'll show you how it works. We're gonna do it here. So once you have all three of the items, you click on the nutrients. It will combine them into a little meal for you. There you go. But it saves the nutrients. So the nutrients are reusable. So now I've got Mavor Chow, and now I can go over to the little Mavor. Let's go over here. And I can feed the little Mavor, his Mavor
However,
Chow.
there's a 24-hour cooldown on the item.
Yep. So here's feed the Mavor. An extra action button pops up, and now, but it consumes the chow. Yeah, it consumes the chow, and you get a 24-hour cooldown on the powerful nutrients for you before you can make another one on this character. Now here is the trick for people that would like to do it on multiple characters and don't want to have to spend 1 million credits on each character. You can go back and refund the powerful nutrients within 2 hours or immediate. In this case, say I'm going to do it here immediately after feeding the Mavor. Let's see if I buy it again. Yeah, it's still on cooldown.
Right.
So you can't game it by like refunding it and then buying it again right away. But you can refund it, go on another character, buy it on a second character, as many characters as you have that have Voss completely unlocked so that you can do the Gourmet Daily to get the Varanta steak. So you could do it on multiple characters that way and not have to spend 3,000 tech frags and 1 million credits over and over and over again. If you're doing it on just one character, then you might as well just pay it and just keep the item, because you're going to need to do it, as Seema just said, 15 times. And that's basically 15 days. If you're doing it on one character, it's a 22-hour cooldown?
Yeah. I mean, it went on cooldown for me for like 22 hours and 30 minutes or something.
Yep.
So
if
a
you're
little bit less than 24.
No, 22 hours. I would set an alarm. One night a week, I would sleep only for 3 hours.
Oh my God.
So alarm clock it and wake up in the middle of the night so that I can feed it, so I can be done. Let's see, you're saving 3 hours. So you could be done 2 days early out of the 15. You could be done in 13 days.
Worth it.
Or 13 and a half days.
Totally worth it.
Totally worth it. But then after that time, you get a Mavor pet and a title. So you'll also get the little title for the Mavor pet. What's the title on that one? I think that's one of the few titles that you're getting. you do get a title.
Oh,
Interpreter's
that's one
Retreat.
thing I meant to mention in the beginning is like where you find these achievements is, under legacy achievement and then Voss Interpreter's Retreat. It's like its own entry under Voss. I mean, beneath Voss in the list. It's not part of Voss.
I thought you got a title for getting the pet, but I don't see it. But there is a title somewhere in here, and maybe it's if you complete everything. I don't see it offhand though. But I think one of the guides at the SWTOR might have listed the title that you get if you complete enough of the stuff. So yeah,
Cool.
hidden. So the hidden then are across those baselines. Well, tell me about the champions, because the killing each of the champions is not hidden, but they themselves are somewhat hidden, right? So how do I find
So
those?
so the way I find them is I look at the maps that Oliva provided or SWTOR.
Yep.
But the problem for me is that those champions are on something like a 4-hour
Yeah.
respawn timer, so the chances of me coming across them are pretty slim.
Yeah.
But if you do kill one of them, it will open up a hidden achievement to kill it more times.
So their location is fixed, but
No, they can. It's fairly fixed. They can spawn in one of one or two places, each
oh,
one, but
okay.
they're close to each other.
Okay. That's interesting. So you got to track them down, and killing those champions is an unhidden achievement. Killing them 5 times is the hidden part of that achievement.
Yeah.
Then you'll get another achievement if you kill them 5 times. So that's interesting to know. What about the meditation ones? Have you done any of the meditation ones yet? Which
I
is
have
also
not.
hidden. So
I have not.
another hidden one is there are 3 meditation spots around Voss. Contemplation Mastery is that hidden achievement. And once you find those meditation spots, an extra action button will pop up when you find that meditation location, and you'll be able to meditate there, and then that will unlock another hidden achievement. You do 3 of the meditation spots, and you will get I think you have to do all 3 to get that, to finish the contemplation. The silence, illumination. Yeah, to get contemplation mastery. Yep. Note this achievement will also unlock the tranquil Voss fountain decoration at the specialty nutrient vendor back at the retreat. So that is cool. You'll get to buy that deco then if you complete those 3 meditations.
Yeah.
And then the last somewhat hidden achievement, which we discovered even on the PTS, is as you're out and about in various locations, somewhat random across the map, a Zerka infiltrator may appear because Zerka has been messing around on this planet. In fact, they're behind some of the shenanigans going on between the Voss and the Gormak because they would like control of the relics and the riches from all of these shrines. So they wouldn't mind if there's a big war going on, because then they would just sweep in under the covers and grab all of this goods. So there are Zerka infiltrators that will pop out. They're strong, so they're not hard to kill, but they'll pop out and bother you and try to shoot you in the back. They teleport behind you and they say, "No offense, kid." And then they shoot you. But you have to shoot them. You have to kill a number of them. So here's an example of how many there are. How many do you have to
I mean,
kill of the Zerka?
I think you get an achievement on the first one you kill, and
Okay.
then there's probably levels. I don't know what the levels are though.
I don't either. Let's see if SWTOR has it here. If you defeat 15 of the annoying little stabbers, that's what says, what Teresa says. That will award you a hidden achievement. Progress is visibly tracked once you defeat your first. Below is by no means an exhaustive list of all their possible locations, but a few we've confirmed ourselves. I've had him pop out and stab me in the
Yes, me too. Didn't like it.
stabbed me in the abdomen, in the kidney, right in the kidney. So
So
yeah,
I want to point out that even though you do have to get the Cantina in Crisis mission and go in that's how you can go in the kitchen. You don't have to actually do the mission. You can just
right.
find the steak on the floor and then come back out again.
Yeah. Yeah. And so if you
If you
notice when
really
I went
hate
in
that
there,
kind of mission, you don't have to do it. I
right.
kind of like it though.
The droid, when I was in there, the droid did yell at me for not washing my hands. And
No, he
you,
did not.
no, it did. It did. I
I
don't
mean,
know if you saw. You don't have to wash your hands, but I,
really?
yeah, this little droid right here.
Oh,
I went past it. In fact, I could probably click it off.
really?
Uh,
Because I've always been like stopped there, and they start the sanitation process.
oh, well, he did. He did like halt me. He scanned me and halted me and said, no, he froze me for a second. I think I could have kept going, but he froze me, and then on my screen said, uh, invalid sanitation detected.
Yeah,
Yeah, just like that. That's I could see.
you're dirty.
I'm the voice of. I could do the voice acting. Invalid sanitation detected. I am a hygiene assessor. Go wash your hands, you dirty meat bag. So,
Exterminate.
but yeah, you could just run in here and get the steak.
Yeah.
In fact, you
And you
could.
can avoid that droid and you don't have to wash your hands to get the steak.
Yeah. In fact,
But
I
the
don't
thing I
know.
kind of like about this little daily is, or I guess not really a daily, this repeatable mission is it's got like a lot in common with the Feast of Prosperity stuff, but zero pressure. It's
Yes.
not timed. Yeah. And you don't have to be the droid yourself. The droids will come and do the serving for you. I don't know. I think it's like a cute little follow on to the stuff that we were first exposed to in the Feast of Prosperity.
Yeah. One other hidden achievement that I forgot about that I'm sure we had it on our list, but also while you're in here in the cantina, there's one other thing you need to pick up for a different hidden achievement. Down at the end of the
Yeah.
counter is an abandoned order. So you can see it here. It's this dish on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Abandoned order. You pick that up. I already have one in my inventory, so it says limit reached. I've got the abandoned order, and then back in the town, just randomly scattered on a bunch of the tables. So let's go back to the town. Is something tea. What is it called?
Yeah.
Fermented Rudic tea. And that'll be just on it. Mostly the easiest place to find it is buy the supplies that you need to bring out to the Gormak camp. It's always there, but it might be on some of these other tables as well. So you grab the tea, you grab the abandoned order, and then when you have both of those, you click on the abandoned order, and it will assemble a lovely picnic. So then when you have the lovely picnic item, let's go over to the guide here.
Wait, where's the tea? I want some tea.
Yeah.
What does it look like?
It's just like a little flat, like a little vase flask. So see by these two cups right here?
Yeah.
It's often right there. Although obviously it's not there at the moment. Let's see. Let's find you one. No, I don't see it there. Let's go back in town here. Oh, here's one inside this tent on the table. We'll
Cool.
grab it.
Now let's go have a picnic.
All right, where's our picnic location?
Ooh. I saw it in
Eleva,
the guide.
save me,
Yes.
Eleva, save me, SWTORista.
Yes.
Scrolling,
I saw it in the
scrolling.
guide.
My scroll guide is up.
Someplace with a view, they said, would be nice.
Basic achievement story. Picnic. There we go. Rest and restoration picnic achievement. We've achieved that. Take the item to the set of benches on a pretty stone plateau north of the Shrine of Contemplation's entrance. You need to clear the area of enemies. Be unmounted to see the temporary ability button. Enjoy a picnic. We're gonna have to go.
Oh, right.
We're gonna have to go. Gonna kill some things. Punch,
Yep.
punch some Mavors. Where's the entrance to the shrine? It's right over here to the right. Correct? I believe so. We'll go around
I
this
guess we should
way.
group up so we can see where.
Follow me. Follow. Okay. Oh, you didn't change maps before you invited me to your group? I'm surprised.
I went to the wrong
Is it
shrine.
there? How far north of the entrance to the shrine? Not there, I guess. Oh, wait. What is that?
No, Shrine of Contemplation's over here.
Contemplate. Take a few moments to ponder the mysteries of the galaxy. And so this is one of the 3 contemplation extra actions. No, this. What did she say? Which shrine?
I thought you said Shrine of Contemplation.
I did. This is the Shrine of Silence. Sorry, you're right. You're at the Shrine of Contemplation.
Yeah, but I
I
have a
have a
train.
I have a quick travel point directly there. So I will. Don't summon me. I'm already on my way.
Ugh.
I'm inside. I could mount inside. Okay. Oh, are you murdering things already?
Yes.
Did I get credit?
Well, you don't need credit.
I do for the achievement.
Oh yeah, true.
Is it? Where is it? Is it? She said north. North.
Maybe it's down here.
Oh, see where that droid is down there? That little patio. I think that's.
Oh,
I think it's down there. We'll kill these droids. I pity the droid that gets in my way. All right. You're dead. Now you're dumb, ugly, and dead. Now we're gonna kill the rogue guardian droid. Why is my heat off the charts here? There we go.
wow. Taking a chunk out of you.
Yeah, that's because I don't have a companion out. And there we go. There's our enjoy a picnic. So let me get him out of the way. We'll plop our picnic down. I'm sitting I'm sitting on the plate. What the heck, man? Get off the plate. That's not there. I was sitting on the picnic.
I don't even see my picnic.
I think it's the same picnic.
Oh. But I had to click on my things.
And then you get that one.
Woohoo.
One other one, just to mention as we're wrapping it up. We already showed you inside the Shrine of Silence flashpoint, there's the hidden boss that you can go get. But there's one more achievement inside the Shrine of Silence, which is quite a bit more difficult to get. It's the You Smell Amazing achievement. And for that one, and you'll want to look at the guides as well, but remember there are those little lit braziers that you're lighting up, and you're lighting them up to open up the area that gets you to the extra boss. There's a way in doing that process to use the incense in such a way that you douse yourself in the incense, and you get a buff on you, sort of like the little incense buff. And then you need to take that with you throughout the rest of the through the flashpoint and complete the flashpoint. The trick is, though, that buff will fall off of you if you die or if you get hit by any of the telegraphs of the final boss. So you need to not get hit by any of that stuff and continue to carry that buff all the way through to the end. And then if you do all of that, you'll get the You Smell Amazing achievement, and I believe that one might come with the title. Is that the one that comes with a title? You smell achievement, hidden achievement. You smell amazing. Don't get hit by the A. You have to avoid all of the AoE attacks and the frontal cones and the circles and the pushes from the tentacles. And once you do all of that,
That rogue droid just spawned on
yeah.
top of you.
Oh boy, he's gonna kill me. The untouchable. That's the achievement you get. The title you get is called the untouchable. So, which is a pretty cool title too. So, that's a cool one. Maybe we'll try to do that on the side. Take some pictures of it if we get to it. But it is a little bit harder because not only do you have to do the little dance with the braziers, so you get the incense debuff. You need to then complete the flashpoint and not get hit by any of the telegraphs, which is a fun little challenge. So good. So this is stuff to do. This is content, and it's a kind of content that is compelling to a lot of people. So I like it. I don't mind this stuff. I think it's kind of cool. You don't have to do it. It's just another type of content that people do enjoy, and I appreciate that. So what do you think, Seema? Would you, going back to our original question, on top of all of this, would you still have wanted a reputation?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I would have too. Just, and even though there's not, and one thing I was speculating is there not enough dailies where they felt they could turn it into a full set of repeatable dailies with a weekly and a reputation to achieve? Maybe they didn't feel like that there was enough.
Or, they just feel like not everything has to be identical.
Yeah.
So,
And not everything has to have a reputation associated
yeah,
with it.
yeah, which I'm fine with that too.
Yeah, right.
And
And we've got
if
reputations we're
if
still
they
working on.
said, "Seema, do you want one or not one?" I would never say no. I would just say yes, I want one.
Right.
But I get it, and I'm perfectly fine with things being varied.
Yes. And to that point, you're right. We don't have to have a reputation with every single thing.
Oops. Now I'm the one that he spawned
Oh,
on top of.
I almost I was teleporting out. So while we kill this rogue guardian droid yet another time and then leave, I will say it is time to wrap up this episode of the podcast and get our EPC 473 droid out and airlock to broadcast this episode to everyone out there. All the feed and subscribe links are on newoverlords.com and YouTube/newoverlords. You can come chat with us in our Discord. You can find that at newoverlords.com/Discord. You can follow on Twitter at Max the Gray and at the New Overlords. You can follow on Mastodon at Max the Gray at mastodon.social. And you can follow New Overlords on Threads and Instagram.
Wow.
This is getting out of hand.
You're a modern guy.
And I did post the podcast is going live on all of those tonight, not on Instagram, but on Threads, Mastodon, and Twitter. And it is a little bit ridiculous. I want things to consolidate again. Somebody start buying all the things. Would not mind some consolidation in the feed-based social networks. Regardless, that's where we'll keep you up to date when the podcast goes live and when it hits the feeds after it is published. For the Alea Iacta S Guild on Starforge and in all the games that we play, especially as we come to the end of this month and our week of summer events, check out our guild at aie-guild.org. There's the Discord link right there on the front page of our guild website. You'll see all of the events. You'll soon see note pages and flyers with everything that's coming up in the beginning of August, end of July. And you'll see all the divisions that we're in, including Star Wars The Old Republic. We have guilds on both the Republic and the Imperial side. You can jump on our SWTOR channel, ask for an invite. We will get you into the guild on either side or both. We all have characters on both sides, and we do all of our events across them all. So jump in there. We'd be happy to have you. And with that, we will talk to you soon.
Later, everyone. Go away now.